Hello YouTubers, this is Rick the Tech Enthusiast again, and I'm back to bring you Lesson 1, Add Libraries in Open Serial Monitor, which I believe they mean to say adding libraries and opening your serial monitor in your Arduino IDE. First, I'd like to apologize on the audio for the last video. I'm still trying to figure out my microphone, and I want to say, YouTube content creators, you guys make it look easy. I'm finding it to be a bit more challenging. I've had to re-record the audio a few times just to make this kinda acceptable. I'm sorry it didn't sound more spontaneous, but I'm working on it. Well, back to our lesson. So what are libraries? And why do we need to install them? Well, they're typically zipped files that contain the code necessary to program or talk to the provided components in the kit or some third-party components you may have wanted to purchase. But first, I need to point out that you don't need to install all of the libraries. Well, at least for now. Don't worry, we'll install any necessary libraries as we need them. For instance, later in Lesson 7, we'll install libraries for the buzzer. In Lesson 12, we need to install some libraries for the temperature and humidity sensor. Anyhow, it's good to know how to install these, and this is what this lesson is about. Open up the Arduino IDE and go to the Sketch menu item. Scroll down to the Include Library menu item, and now you have the option to manage your libraries or add zip library. Managing your libraries is quite simple. These are the libraries that are already installed or referenced within the Arduino IDE. Specifically, some libraries are pre-installed while others have a built-in link that you can select and install later. Now, not only can these links save you time in locating and installing libraries, these links are probably the best or safest libraries to install. How you go about installing one of these libraries is easy. If we scroll down, let's say, the audio library, looks like I've installed version 1.0.5. If I select it, I could install an earlier version and then click the install button. The manager would install it all for me. But I don't really need to do that right now, so if I scroll down, I could find, well, let's see. I don't see it. I can use the search bar at the top as well. If I type in voltage, I believe I can find, scroll down a bit and, here it is, the voltage reference library. Oh, an important point. If you want to know more about any particular library, selecting the More Info link will launch your browser to the GitHub developer site, specifically to the programmer's library files, and usually an explanation or references with what this library will do, the usage, how to use it, and so forth. It's really great information, and I definitely recommend that you check it out before you install any library. And once you're happy with that, just select the library in your IDE and click the install button. It'll take a few seconds and then it's done. Another option, like for instance in lesson 12, when we use the temperature and humidity sensor, we'll need to install the library for that specific component. The way we will do that is go back to the Sketch menu under Include Library and select the Add Zip library. We would browse to where we had expanded the original zip file. I have mine under the Arduino project stuff, under the English folder, under Libraries, and here you'll find the simple DHT zip file. That is the library we'll need to install in lesson 12. but I'll hold off on installing that for now. We can do that together in lesson 12. I'll also point out that there's a manual method to install libraries. It's a bit beyond the scope of this video, but it's included in the PDF tutorial. So if you want to learn more about that, I encourage you to check it out. Most of the libraries we deal with will be contained in a zip file. Keep them in a zip file and just use the Arduino IDE to install the library. This is the next best method to install libraries because the IDE will take care of all the file placement for you. The next part of our lesson is the Arduino serial monitor. The serial monitor is one of the most important diagnostic tools available within the Arduino IDE. You can simply access it within your sketch by going to the upper right-hand corner and clicking on the serial monitor icon. But before you can do that, you need to make sure that you have your Arduino connected and verify you've selected the right USB port. And you can easily check that by looking at your lower right-hand corner of your sketch. And as you can see on mine, my Arduino is hooked up to COM3. So if I go to the Tools menu item, scroll down to Port, I could select the correct USB port. And as you can see, I've selected COM3 already. Now, if I click the serial monitor icon, a new serial monitor window will appear. Here I would see the serial output, and possibly I could send serial input to the Arduino from this window. Now we'll get into that in a little later lesson, which will include checking the baud rate. 9600 is usually the standard for serial monitor. Again, all these topics will be expanded upon in a future lesson. Well, that's it for this lesson. The next time, it will be lesson 2, Blink. See you next time.